and some cost lah, some advantage and disadvantage. Advantage is you give them longer time to pay you, then it will stimulate the sales. It will increase the sales because people like to buy from you. Okay, they like to buy from you because you can let them drag the payment longer. Cost is the loss is the disadvantages is costly. Costly required longer bank financing because if your customer didn't pay you, so how you pay your supplier? Maybe you don't have cash flow also, then you may get the financing from the bank loan. So at the end, your business in trouble because you are getting the loan just to cover the cash flow that you haven't received. Okay, so and then at the end you have to pay the bank interest. They didn't pay you interest, your customer, your debtor didn't pay you interest, but you pay your bank interest just to cover the amount that you need for daily operation. Higher probability of bad debt, so greater uncertainty because you let them drag longer, right? The longer they drag the payment, the higher the chance of default, higher the chance of bad debt. Okay, so bad debt is you have to write off as a loss. So initially you have sales, you have profit, right? Sales profit, but you don't have you don't have cash. So at the end, the profit also write off as a loss because they don't pay you. So discount is the price reduction for early payment. So those who pay earlier, we should give some reward to them, right? So to be fair, if they don't have discount, right, they will pay you on time. Okay, so if you give them discount, maybe they will pay you earlier. They will pay you 1 month or less than 1 month. Depends on how is the policy, how much is the discount. So let's say if you pay me by 1 month, you get 20%, 2 months, 10%, 3 months, no discount. So maybe they will choose to pay you within 1 month so that they can enjoy 20% discount. So the shorter the period they make the payment should provide a higher percentage of discount. So specify what discount, what the percentage reduction is, and how rapidly payment must be made to be eligible for the discount. So it can have a benefit which is stimulate the sales. Okay, you give them discount, they will keep on buying more and more. If their business is, your customer business is doing well also. So let's say you supply this product, they quickly finish sales, then they will return back the money to you. And then if you have give them the discount, then they will continue buying from you because you provide better alternative or better terms for them. And you can shorten the cash conversion cycle. So remember in one topic we learned about cash conversion cycle. Cash conversion cycle is how fast you sell your inventory, how fast you receive your cash from your debt from your receivable, debt collection, and how fast you make the payment to your supplier. So at the end, if you receive money sooner, you pay your supplier later, then you will have shortened your cash conversion cycle. Means that the sooner you receive cash. So we have cost also, lower profit margin because you already give them discount. You give them discount initially, you can earn extra 20%, but because you give them 20% discount already, you earn lesser. Even earn lesser also, it shouldn't be a big problem because you got profit already. Unless after the discount you don't have profit anymore. So make sure that after the discount you still have profit. Then just the profit not that great lah. Okay, maybe you mark up another 50%. So you give them discount 20%, you still earn a 30% markup. Right? So that is the discount, one of the term called discount. Okay. Collection policy. So collection policy refers to the procedures, the process, the steps used to collect past due account, including laxity or toughness used in the process. Okay, company should be somewhat firm, but excessive pressure can lead customer whose business is profitable to take their business elsewhere. So a balance must be struck between the cost and benefit of different collection policy. So this collection policy, always, when we are not talking about business, always when we want to chase money from your friends, let's say your friends borrow money from you, then you want to chase back the money is always very difficult, very tough. Okay, because sometimes your friend maybe will feel something if you ask for money. Okay, so that's why the company also they will have this thing. So that's why when you want to execute your collection policy, maybe you can try to ask them whether they have any issue with their operation and so on. Try to concern with your debtors situation. Then after that, maybe if they are profitable, then maybe they just forgot to pay you, then they will make the payment to you. So because sometimes the business maybe they forgot to put a remarks there to pay you, so they forgot. Okay, so this kind of business relation you must keep lah. So those profitable business, if you chase them for money in the unwelcome manner, so maybe they will choose the others already. They have profit, their business is good, doing well, just that they don't want to deal with you anymore. Okay, so that's why collection policy in this case you have to handle it well. Okay, but sometimes they just don't want to pay you, then you have to take the procedure. So the final process, the final step should be legal action. Legal action. So if the person owes you up to certain limits, then you can sue them. But in Malaysia, bankruptcy law is until now they increase the threshold until, if not mistaken, 100,000. So if they still not owe you up to 100,000, you still cannot sue them for bankruptcy. So you just hope they pay you. But if the amount reach to 100,000, then you can sue for bankruptcy. But at the end, it just wastes your money, because if at the end the company really bankrupt, and then at the end the company don't have cash to pay you also, so eventually they just close down, they just shut up the business, so that at the end you still cannot collect back the money. Okay, while you have maybe paid the money for the lawyer already. So that's why we try to avoid legal action. Legal action usually the final result, because legal action at the end you will not be able to earn anything if the person don't have money for you. But if the person they got money, they just don't want to pay you, maybe legal action is a good choice, because they will have money to pay you. But if you know they don't have money to pay you, then you sue them also, just waste your money, and at the end you cannot collect back what you want. Or maybe you just want the person to bankrupt lah. Maybe you have this kind of mindset I don't care about money, I just want this company bankrupt. Or maybe if you have this perception, then you may proceed. But overall, everyone doing business is for what? Is for profit, for growing, right? They want, because of I just want this person, this company bankrupt. So no people will think like this. Okay? So that's why we must do well in the collection policy. So even the worst case, you can sell your receivable. We call it as factoring. You can sell it to other debt collection company. Then this debt collection company will help you to collect. At the end, you just give back some percentage to the person. So at the end, it can avoid you collect it by yourself. Because you collect it by yourself, it will spoil the relationship and something. So you let your debt collector to collect for you. Okay? So method of collecting overdue debts: send the latest statement of account showing outstanding. So you send them, okay, just a reminder, like how I remind you to submit assignment also. So just a reminder, okay, your account is already due. Okay, and then after that, send multiple reminder letter requesting for payment. So because they already delayed for quite some time, so just remind them to pay. Telephone call, maybe they don't want to answer. After see your calling, then they close down your phone. Okay, so doesn't matter. You have already tried your best. Stop further order. So After all the previous step also, they don't have any solution for you, stop further order. The person cannot order from you anymore, okay, unless they pay out. Charge the interest on the overdue account. You can charge the interest on them because that is the money that you provide them. That is your money, so you can charge them interest. Refer to debt to debt collection agency. So this one is you look for the debt collection agency. Maybe you ask them to collect for you. Okay, arrange a personal visit to a customer premise to discuss payment. Okay, maybe you pay your visit to the company, understand what issue happening, what is the situation. Okay, so try to make the necessary arrangement with your debtor, and then the last one at the end, legal action. So that's why legal action is always the last resort. No one will proceed to legal action. If possible, try to settle outside of the court. Outside of the court means that you don't need to go through to that extent, because at the end you are just burning your money, you are just paying your money, but at the end you will not. Maybe the case may go through not 1 month, 2 months, maybe 1 year, 2 years. So during this period, when you are suing a company, then you tighten up your cash flow also. Because why we collect back the payment? Because we want cash flow. Now you go to legal action, means that you are draining your cash flow. So that is not always the last resort. That is always the last resort. Okay, legal action, last resort. Okay, so that is the overall methods for collecting the overdue debts. Importance of efficient debt collection. If you have an efficient debt collection, it's tempting to think that business makes its profit and it makes a sale, but this is not true. So if a customer buy on credit but then fail to pay debts, there will be a loss. Okay, so you don't think that after I sell it, then I will have profit. Even you have profit, you still haven't received the cash, it's possible to turn to the loss if the customer don't pay you. So if a customer pay late, the cash flow of business will be worse than they should be. So meaning that extra cost in the form of higher financing charge, because you don't have money and you ask for your customer to pay you, and your debtor don't want to pay you, then at the end you have to try to raise funds from the bank or from other sources, because at the end you will be sued by your supplier also. Okay, so don't forget that maybe we are tightening our cash flow. At the end we will be in trouble also. So that's why if your customer not pay you on time or drag payment, then you have to raise the funds from the bank to support your operation. Okay, because you don't have cash from your supplier, from your customer already, you don't have cash from your debtor, then when you need cash, you're looking for the bank, and it will have a finance cost. It will have the interest charge, okay, and loss of investment income. If you receive the cash earlier, maybe you can use the cash to invest. Even you put in deposit, you can earn some percentage. But if you didn't collect back, then the money doesn't work for you, doesn't earn more for you. So effective debt collection helps to avoid losses and improve the liquidity and cash flow. Okay, let's continue. Credit terms. The condition as agreed in a contractual agreement between supplier and customer pertaining to the credit granted by the former to the latter. Okay, so they give you the terms. Let's say 3/10 net 30 credit terms. So meaning that supplier is granting a total credit period 30 days from the date of invoice. So when you make a sales, you will issue the invoice to your customer, ask them to pay you. So from the date of invoice, 30 days credit terms. Discount period is 10 days. So means that if they pay you within the first 10 days, they should be able to entitle the discount. So what is the amount of discount? 3%. 3% within 10 days. So maximum they can drag for 30 days. After 30 days, start to have collection process already. You have to start the collection policy. Analyzing the credit applicants. Procedure to determine the likelihood a customer will pay is built based on payment history. Okay, so why the bank will look for many sources of report or data to see whether you are paying on time or not. What is your behavior? What is your characteristic in making a payment? So for those who maybe have credit cards, then they can view your credit card payment. So if your credit card payment every month also pay on time, then they can know that you are a good payer. Okay, you didn't miss any payment. Okay, but if you miss out a few months, then suddenly you pay also not pay full, then you miss out a few months, then the bank can see your records and may not grant you the loan. Okay, because normally when people want to get the loan, let's say you want to buy house or you want to buy car, you get the loan from the bank. So the bank will not instantly approve you the loan. They will try to investigate first because they don't know you. So they have to investigate. They have to find what is the character. They have to look at what is your character, and then only they can decide whether they grant you the loan or not. So a way of analyzing the credit status data and reaching a decision about offering a credit, so they can get the data from many different sources. So like in our central bank, we got your record in a secret record. So the bank will normally look for your secrets first, see what kind of commitment that you have. So if you already buy 10 houses and now you want to buy another one house, they see whether your credit still allow you to, your income still allow you to buy another one house or not. So they can look for more information, more data from different sources. So one technique they can use is to key in your information to build out a credit score for the customer. They have a system. They key in all the details, right? The system will tell you how is the score, like your exam marks. So they can give you a score. The higher the score, the better. The lower the score, the worse, the worsen. Alright? Depending on the customer credit score, a suitable amount of credit is then allowed or credit is refused. So if your score is too low, means that you fail to get any credits. Okay? Because they look for many different factors. So at the end, the system will come up with a conclusion. Even you are granted with the credits, but they will look at your situation. Maybe they not grant you a full loan. They maybe grant you 80%. You have to pay another 20%. Maybe they grant you 70%. You have to pay another 30%, something like that. So that is how they analyze the credit. So they've got how they analyze the credit is from the source of information. They look for secrets lah. They can look for CTOS also. So credit analysis, there are 5 C's system. And then after that, after analyze the 5 C's, then they retrieve the credit scoring and credit decision. After they get the score, after similar to like you get the marks for your coursework, then you know you get A, you get B, something like that. So this credit also they will have the score. And each of the score range will indicate different things, different meaning. Okay, at the end, if you are below the threshold, then you are unable to get any credit. So the source of information could be from internal and external sources. Internal sources is from your application. So when you apply any loan, you will need to fill in a lot of information. Maybe from your name, family income, your other source of income and everything, your asset, whatever. You have to fill in all the information in the application, and then they can retrieve your past payment history also from other sources. Information and input from the firm sales and accounting department, receivable and payment record. So they get all the receivable and payment record for their assessment. They can also get from external. This is internal, means that what you provide them. Okay, this is what you provide them. Okay, and then external is what they get from others. So they not only look for your information, they will look for other information also, recent years financial statements. Okay, they can get it from, let's say if your company is a listed company, they can get from the Bursa Malaysia, they can get from the exchange. Report from credit rating agency. Credit rating agency, they also will evaluate your credit. They also perform a credit analysis on your company. And then credit bureaus reports. So all of this is from the external sources. Like this, IM is actually a credit rating agency. So if you want to look for more information, you can type ram.com.my. So this is a Malaysia credit rating agency. Okay, so they will rate the business, they will rate financial institution and so on. Okay, so what is the credit score? So credit score, let's say we look at the CTOS score. This CTOS is now a listed company. So they provide what services? They provide service to anyone who want to check a person's credit score. So let's say I don't know this customer, I don't know this person, I don't know this company. Maybe they are a new company. So they want to get some credit sales from you. Then you can use CTOS, you just make the payment. I think Touch and Go now also got this function to access CTOS. You just pay, I don't know how much we have to pay. Then we get the score for that particular, either a person or a company. Then you will know how well they make payment, because we don't know the person. Then we have to rely on the external source to assess the person. Okay, so and then it make the loan approval easier. Then we look at how many score they have, and then if they are having lower score, they also will mention why they're lower score. Maybe they make payment not on time or something like that. So from here, just the customer just need to pay CTOS, and then they will generate the report, I think. Okay, so I don't know how much is it okay, for one report. So the report, here is 25 for only 25. So this slide is done by the other lecturer. So maybe they already try these services. I still not try yet. So you pay 25, you can get all the information. You can get directorship and business interest, bankruptcy, whether they are bankruptcy or not. Bankruptcy people, of course, you don't grant credit for them because they already bankrupt. So electronic trade reference, okay. CCRIS, so they have the report from CCRIS, CTOS score, powered by FICOR, okay, and access to reward, loan calculator, and so on. So they provide all this information just with 25. So I think business, when a new account, a new business want to deal with them, they will try to pay this 25 to access this person, this company. So credit analysis, we have 5C system. 5C, the first C is character. Character, because let's say if you know the person for 5 years, 6 years, so you know him or her for a long time, then of course you know, maybe more or less know the character. Okay, but some people new to you, you don't know. So that's why character is also one of the assessment in credit analysis. So the commitment to meet credit obligation, some of all the human qualities of honesty, whether they're honest or not, integrity and morality, measured by credit applicant prior payment history and repayment ability. So we don't know who are them, then we can check back what they did. This is the behavior, how they make the payment in history. So if this person is the one that always track the payment, then their payment history also not good. So from there you can know this person, this characteristic of the person, okay, of the person or of the company. Capacity, able to meet credit obligation with current income. So evaluate by looking at the income or cash flow on the applicant's income statement or statement of cash flow. So here is to see, just now we look at the characteristic, whether how they make the payment, right? Capacity is whether they're able to make the payment or not. So for example, even though they have a good payment history last time, but now they want to borrow a bigger amount. Let's say they want to borrow a 500,000. So a bigger amount, will it affect their payment in the future? You have to see whether their income able to pay the installment or not. Let's say for example, installment is 3,000. Then their income is only 3,500. So their assets income only 3,500, but the installment is 3,000. So they have only 500 to spend for that month. So they will refuse the credit, they will refuse or they will reject the loan because their income is not sufficient. So that is about capacity, whether they have the ability to pay or not. Ability to pay. Okay. So condition consider of general and industry economic condition. Condition external to customer business effects. The credit granting decision. So the condition is not to measure about the customer business. This is measure the overall economy. The overall economy, the credit market is good or not. So like for example, during a bad economy, the money supply is tightening. So they also will not easily get offer the loan. So depends on the general economic condition at that moment. But some time, last time, when everyone want to buy property, they easily can get the loan because property market growing out, and all the people means that the loan easily approved. But some people, for some time, the loan approval is not easy. So they will easily reject the loan because the economic condition at that moment is not good. Okay, so that is the condition. So it's nothing to do with the business. Maybe the business is doing well, just the economy, the money supply will reduce the approval rate for the loan. Capital, able to meet credit obligation from existing asset if necessary, evaluated by looking at the applicant's net worth. So instead of income is just the capacity. Capital is how much you have. So some people, they will tell the bank, oh, I not only have this 3,000 income, I have 5 million in the bank saving and so on. So the bank will consider, if let's say they only have 3,000 income, but they have a high net worth, also one of the consideration for the bank to approve the loan. Okay, so capacity is not only the things that they look into, they will look into the other aspect also, capital for example. So if the person own a lot of assets and the asset is very liquid also, then they may approve the loan. Even though their income, their capacity is not sufficient, but they have other things to support. And then another thing is, let's say if they already have some asset, let's say they have a few properties. In order for the bank to grant them the loan, they can charge their assets to the bank. Maybe they have 1 or 2 houses. They can charge their house to the bank to provide extra financing. So at the end, they're able to secure the loan because they got pledged their asset to the bank. Okay, so that capital is another consideration. Okay, capital is your net worth and collateral securities that underlies the finance. Reposes in the case of non-payment, and value depends on the second-hand value, estate and condition of and the cost of repossession. So even you have a net worth, maybe you didn't charge to the bank. So collateral is something that you charge to the bank. So like for example, the collateral is the maybe you have a few properties, you charge to the bank in case you not pay them, they lay loan your house. Okay, capital is what you have, and you can put your net worth, you can charge your asset to the bank as collateral. Okay, so from all the 5C systems, they can know, they can evaluate whether the final decision is that they want to grant them the loan or not. They want to approve the loan or not. So that is a 5C system that they look into. Credit scoring is a technique that enable the company to apply a systematic approach to granting a credit by building up the score to assess the customer credit rating. So, in order to know how well is their credibility, so they're building up the credit score. Similarly, like how we define a good student or a weak student based on your marks, based on CGPA. So why we have this grading system? Grading system is to determine good or bad, right? So credit scoring also got the marks, higher marks, the better, lower marks version, right? So with this is how we measure